أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله الذي نور قلوب العارفين بنور معرفته وأثبت فؤاد أنبيائه وأوليائه بقصص الأنبياء والمرسلين وأكمل إيمان المسلمين والمؤمنين بولاية علي أمير المؤمنين عليه السلام والصلاة والسلام والتحية والإكرام على أفضل الموجودات العبد المؤيد والرسول المسدد المصطفى الأمجد المحمود الأحمد أعني أبا القاسم محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى روحه ونفسه وصهره ووسيه سيد الأتقياء والأصفياء مولى الموالي إمام المتقين علي بن أبي طالب عليه الصلاة والسلام وعلى أوصيائه لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين روحي وأرواح العالمين لتراب مقدمه الفدا واللعنة الدائمة على أعدائهم أجمعين من الآن إلى قيام يوم الدين أما بعد فقد قال الله الحكيم في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم الذي هم فيه مختلفون كلا سيعلمون ثم كلا سيعلمون صدق الله العلي العظيم. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all the organizers from Hussainia in Seattle. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the deeds of all the people who are listening and all the people who are contributing towards publishing these lectures in the month of Ramadan from the Hussainia Imam Bargah in Seattle. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the fasting and all the ibadat in this month, in this holy month of Ramadan. We are doing the tafsir of Surah Naba, and inshallah we'll continue to speak about this surah. This is surah number 78 in the Holy Quran, and it has 40 verses altogether, including Bismillah 41. And we talked about the importance of the Holy Quran and the importance of the surah. Very briefly, there is a riwayat from the Holy Prophet ﷺ and Ubay ibn Ka'ab. This is from Surah Tafseer Majma'ul Bayan. It is one of the most important tafsir of the Shia world. And basically, it's based on the tafsir of Shaykh Tusi at-Tibyan fi Tafsir al-Quran. And this one is Majma'ul Bayan, is written and compiled by Amin al-Islam Abu Ali al-Fadl ibn Hassan al-Tabari. So Amin al-Islam Tabari, he is from the 6th century, so about 800 years back he compiled this tafsir, and it's a very important tafsir. So volume number 10, I'm relating it. He basically had a condition where his heart stopped beating and the people thought he was dead, and they buried him, and he woke up in the grave, and he made a vow to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that if he comes out of the grave alive, meaning someone takes him out of the grave, then he will compile a tafsir, he will write a tafsir, and this is what he wrote. So in the preface of this book, Majma' al-Bayan, he has written that's why he wrote this tafsir. He has a number of tafsir, Jawami al-Jami, 3 tafsir, very famous. And Majma' al-Bayan is the most famous and one of the best tafsir that we have. So in this he mentions a riwayat from the Holy Prophet, the hadith. The Holy Prophet ﷺ said, وَمَنْ قَرَأَ سُورَةَ عَمَّ يَتَسَاءَلُونَ سَقَاهُ اللَّهُ بَرْدَ الشَّرْبِ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ. Whoever recites Surah Amma Yatasa'alun, this surah, Surah Naba, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him a cold drink on the Day of Judgment. And from Imam Sadiq al-Islam, there is a riwayat, an Abi Abdullah alayhi salam, أنه قال, من قرأ عما يتساءلون لم يخرج سنته إذا كان يدمنها في كل يوم حتى يزور البيت الحرام. Anyone who recites عما يتساءلون every day before the end of the year, inshallah, he will go to the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to visit the house. So he will either go on Hajj or Umrah. And there are many ulama who believe that if you recite the surah every day for 40 days at least, with the intention that I want to go Hajj, you'll make it to Hajj that year. Or if you make it with the intention of Umrah or Ziyarat of one of the Imams, inshallah, you will visit the Imam the same year. Also, there are other hadith that mention the importance of this surah. There were other names of the surah as well mentioned. Surah Naba, the great news, or Surah Amma Yatasa'alun, some call it with the first ayat, some call it Surah Mu'sarat. Anyway, it is a Makki surah. We said there are 86 surahs which were revealed in Makkah according to the followers of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, and 26 surahs that were revealed in Medina. So 86 and 28, 28 surahs revealed in Medina. So 86 and 28 make 114 altogether. So this is a surah that was revealed in Makkah according to most of the Mufassirin. But some Mufassirin believe that it may have been revealed in Medina. But nevertheless, it was a surah that was revealed in Makkah, Surah Naba. It was revealed in Makkah, 40 ayats, 40 verses. And there is one hadith that I want to mention about the importance of this surah. It is mentioned from Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, من قرأها وحفظها لم يكن حسابه يوم القيامة إلا كمقدار سورة مكتوبة حتى يدخل الجنة. That whoever memorizes the surah, whoever recites the surah and memorizes it, on the Day of Judgment, their hisab, their accountability will be as quick as the recitation of this surah. And then they will enter the paradise. So it is very highly recommended that you recite the surah. So it starts with Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. I mentioned the importance of Bismillah ar-Rahman yesterday, and then today we will talk about the first 5 verses of the surah. First 5 verses are very short verses, and inshallah we will try and do the tafseer of the first 5 verses. The first 5 verses are Amma yatasa'alun, and about what do they question? Amma, Ain and Mim with a shad. So literally there are 2 words, An, Ain and Noon. An, Ma, Mim alif Ma. An is about or from. So you say An Abi Abdullah, from Abi Abdullah. It has been reported from Abi Abdullah. So then that comes An. An is about. What do they discuss about? Ma is Mawsula, what? So Amma Yatasalun is An Ma, which Noon became Mudgham into Mim. Idgham happened and it became Amma. And the Alif dropped and it became Amma. So Amma Yatasa'alun. Yatasa'alun is from Sual, from question, but not Yas'alun. Yas'alun means they ask. What do they ask about? So that's what most of the people have translated it in English. But Yatasa'alun is not Yas'alun. Yatasa'alun means when you question each other. So it is not Yas'alun, they ask about. What do they ask about? But what do they question each other about? Amma Yatasa'alun. So what is this? So they ask each other. Amma yatasa'alun anin naba'il azim. What do they question about? This question, Allah answers himself. Anin naba'il azim, about the great news. Naba is news. Anin naba'il azim. Azim is great. So a great news. Amma yatasa'alun anin naba'il azim. Naba is news or khabar, event. So that's why a Nabi is called Nabi, because they get wahi from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They get information from Allah. They get news from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So that's why they call Nabi. So Nabi is from Naba. Naba is when you get news or when you receive revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Amma yatasalun anin naba iladim. This surah is called Surah Naba, the news, the event. So they get news or information from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That's why they call Nabi, prophet. So anin naba il azim, great news. What is the question of each other about? About the great news, about the great event. What great event? Or about the great so who is that great news? What is that great news? What do they discuss about? So it's a discussion, or the people ask each other about the great news. What is that great news? Anan nabailadim alladhi hum fihi mukhtalifun, alladhi hum fihi mukhtalifun. This great news is in which they are dispute. They have dispute. Alladhi, this refers to that which, whom, they, whoever they may be, fihe, in this, ha returns to naba, the great news. About this great news, hum fihe mukhtalifun. They have differences of opinion. So they have a dispute on this great news. So whatever this great news is, they have disputes about. So what do they have disputes about? Now there are a lot of views amongst the scholars what this great news is, upon which they have disputes. Some scholars say that it is about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, about Tawheed. So it was a difference of opinion of the Muslims and non-Muslims, that does he exist, does he not? Some say it is the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the believers and disbelievers had dispute about. Some of the Muslims believe that he's a messenger, and the non-Muslims said he's not. Some say it is the day of judgment. The great news is the great, and they bring in the ayat after that. And in Naba al-Azim, alladhim fi mukhtalifun kalla sayalamun, summa kalla sayalamun. And for example, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says about, because in the oncoming verses, he will talk about the day of judgment. And because he, inna yawm al-fasli kana miqata, verse number 17, inna yawm al-fasli kana miqata. And then, of course, a day is coming when they will meet their Lord. So some use that verse, which is coming later on in the surah, that this verse is about the hereafter. So it is the day of judgment they have the dispute about, Tawheed, the Holy Prophet. Some say it is the Quran, because many of the people, the disbelievers, they did not believe that it is word of God. Therefore, alladhi hum fihi mukhtalifun. So this great news is the Quran, alladhi hum fihi mukhtalifun, which they have dispute upon. So they disputed the Holy Quran. But we have many, many traditions from the Holy Prophet ﷺ and Aimma Ahl Bayt ﷺ, especially Imam Baqir ﷺ, Imam Sadiq and Imam Raza ﷺ, and also the Holy Prophet ﷺ, that this Nabai Azim is Ali ibn Abi Talib ﷺ. So there are all of these things. It could be any of them, and it could be all of them. But the great news is one. So An-Naba al-Azim, one news. And many traditions mention that this is Imam Ali alayhi salam, the Vilad. And many of the scholars believe that it is the Vilad of Imam Ali alayhi salam. And I'm reading it off from Tafseer Atiyabul Bayan. Atiyabul Bayan is a tafsir by Muhammad Syed Abdul Hussain Tayyib. So it's basically, his name is Abdul Hussain Tayyib al-Musavi. So he wrote this tafsir, 14 volumes of the Holy Quran. It's a very good tafsir. I really like it. So there are many traditions, and I'll just mention a few, that this great news or this great event or this great personality is Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. The Holy Prophet said, al-amru min ba'di liman huwa مني بمنزلة هارون من موسى فأنزل الله عما يتساءلون عن النبأ العظيم منهم المصدق بولايته وخلافته ومنهم المكذب بها. The government or the this affair or this important amr, command, is for the one who is, after me. This command is for the one who is to me like Harun was to Musa. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent Surah Amma Yatasa'aloon an Naba il Azim for him. So this surah, the Holy Prophet said, is. And then Minhum al-Musaddiqu, there are people who affirm and believe that Ali in the vilayat of Imam bi vilayatihi wa khilafatihi wa minhum al-Mukazzibu biha, and there are people who will deny his vilayat. So he says that whoever is, and then in another hadith he says Ali minni bi manzilati Harun min Musa, Ali is to me like Harun was to Musa. So the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam says here. And from Asbagh ibn Nubata, one of the close companions of Imam Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, and he was also, so he's a very close companion from Kufa. He says from Imam Ali alayhi salam that Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam said, Ana wallahi nabul azim, I by God am the great news. Alladhi hum fihi mukhtalifun, upon which Muslims are disputed. So there are Muslims who believe that he is supposed to be the Khalifa bila Fasl, he was supposed to succeed the Holy Prophet, and he didn't, and there are people who don't believe that. Imam Raza alayhi salam says, and this is mentioned by Shaykh Saduq in his book, from Imam Raza alayhi salam, that he says that he relates it from his forefathers, that his father related to him, that his grandfather related to his father, that his father, until the Holy Prophet ﷺ said to Ali alayhi salam. Imam Raza says that the Holy Prophet said to Imam Ali, Ya Ali, anta hujjatullah. Ya Ali, you are the proof of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You are hujjatullah. Wa anta babullah. You are the door to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa anta tariqu ila Allah. You are the way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wa anta naba'ul azim. You are the great news. Meaning Naba'ul Azim. This surah is named after Imam Ali. Wa anta sarat al-mustaqim. And you are the right path. Wa anta al-mathalul a'la. You are the great example Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given. Ya Ali, anta imamul muslimin wa amirul mu'mineen. Ya Ali, you are the imam of the Muslims and the commander of the faithful. Amirul mu'mineen. Wa khairul wasiyyin. You are the best of the successors. Wa sayyidus siddiqeen. And you are the master of all the truthful. Ya Ali, anta al-faruqul a'zam. Ya Ali, you are the Faruq A'zam. Faruq means the one who differentiates between right and wrong. Faruq al-A'zam means the greatest differentiator between good and evil. Wa anta Siddiqul Akbar. You are the Siddiq Akbar, meaning the greatest truthful person. Ya Ali, anta Khalifati wa anta Qadi Daini. You are my Khalifa, you are my Caliph, or you are my successor after me. وَأَنْتَ قَاضِي دَيْنِي, and you are the ones who will pay all of my debts on my behalf. وَأَنْتَ مُنْجِزُ عَدَاتِي. And munjiz, basically, so he describes the Holy Prophet ﷺ has mentioned many fadail of Muhammad Islam and many of his titles, that you will give jaza, you will give the jaza to the people. Ya Ali, antal mazlum ba'di. Ya Ali, you are the one who is oppressed after me. Ya Ali, antal mafariq. You are the one who will basically be deprived of his right. Ya Ali, anta mahjurun. And you will be forsaken by the people, meaning the Muslims will leave you and put you to a side. أشهد الله ومن حضر من أمتي إن حزبك حزبي وحزبي حزب الله. I take Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as my witness, Ya Ali, and whoever from my ummat is present at this witness, that Inna hizbaka hizbi. Indeed, your followers or your army and your group is my group, and my group is Allah's group. Wa inna hizba a'da'ika hizba shaitan. Indeed, the people who oppose you are the followers of shaitan. So there are many ahadith from Ahlul Bayt. I don't want to prolong because there are so many ahadith that Nabai Azim is Imam Ali alayhi salatu wasalam. The great news is Imam Ali alayhi salam and his vilayat. And also we know that vilayat is the ruh and the soul of all the ibadat in Islam. And it is also the ruh of Islam. Vilayat is the spirit without which the body is dead. Islam would not be accepted if there is no vilayat in it. The vilayat of Allah, the vilayat of the Holy Prophet, and vilayat of Amirul Mu'mineen and Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. So that's why Amma yatasa'aluna anin naba'il azim. Indeed, they question each other about the great event, about the great news, and the great news is Imam Ali alayhi salam. Alladhi hum fi mukhtalifun, upon which they have disputes. So there are disputes between people about this great news. But what will happen? Alladhi hum fi mukhtalifun, they have disputes upon it. Kalla saya'lamun. Soon they will know that they were wrong, their dispute was wrong, and there is truth. What is the truth? If it is about Allah, that yes, He existed, they will know very soon. Or they will know that the Holy Prophet was right, and or it is Imam Ali alayhi salam's vilayat that was right, or the Holy Quran was a message of Allah, very soon they will know. Whatever they've disputed about, they will, very soon, Kalla sayalamun. Nay, they shall know very soon. So Kalla meaning whatever they've disputed, they are wrong. Sayalamun, they will know that they are wrong. When will they know? Kalla sayalamun. Sa is, seen this. Allah does not say Kalla ya'lamun. They will know. Allah says they will know very soon. Sa, seen. Kalla sa ya'lamun. Seen comes for near time, very close, near, very closely they will know, very nearby time they will know. So the seen in Arabic is used for they will know very quickly, they will know soon. So soon they will know. How soon? And when will they know? Hadith say and the Tafseer say that they will know. When will they know? They will know at the time of death. So this dispute that they did of Vilayat of Imam Islam that led to the assassination of Imam Islam, that led to the assassination of Imam Hassan, and that led to the event of Karbala is about Vilayat of Ahlul Bayt al-Muslim. They disputed, and soon they will know that they were all wrong, and that Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam was the wali of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the rightful successor of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When will they know? At the time of death. How will they know at the time of death? Well, basically because when you die, all the veils are revealed and you see the reality, you see the truth. And then you know that I was wrong and there is God, there is Quran, the Holy Prophet was right, and Imam Ali Islam was right. You will know. Number one. And number two, Imam Ali Islam himself said to Harith Hamadani, one of his companions, one of his lovers, he said to him, Ya Harith al-Hamadan, man yamut yarani, min mu'minin wa munafiqin qabula. O Harith Hamadan, anyone who dies will see me. Whether it be a mu'min, a believer, or a disbeliever, a believer or a hypocrite. Anyone. Min mu'minin or munafiq. Munafiq means hypocrite. So Imam Islam said, anyone who dies will see me. And as soon as they see me, Imam Islam said, for example, Harith Hamadan was, he said, Maulana, why would the disbelievers here? Only we should see you. Because when you're dying, you're in pain, and as soon as you see Imam Ali, the pain goes away. So you're in ease. And that love of Imam Ali Islam makes the death easy upon you. So he said, but Maulana, only we should see you. So Imam Ali Islam will come to the deathbed of every believer and hypocrite. And for the believer, he will make it easy. He will make the death easy for them. Say, he will tell the Malakul Maut, the angel of the death, take their soul easily. Don't kill them with harshness. Make it easy. And for Munafiq, he will say, you denied me, now it is time to taste death. He will tell Malakul Maut to make it difficult for them, anyone who was against Imam Ali Islam or enemy. So it says, Kalla sayalamun. Nay, they disputed, but surely they will know very soon that they were wrong. Then it says again in the verse number 5, Thumma kalla sayalamun. Nay, and then they will know very soon that they were wrong. Why? So thumma, and again they will know. So first, at the time of death, they will know that they were wrong when they disputed. And then, when will they know? Thumma kalla sayalamun. At the time of death. And then some ulama argue, and Mufassirin have mentioned, that in their grave they will know again. At the time of Sawal Munkir and Nakir, when the two angels of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala come to ask the questions. What will they ask? Man Rabbuka, who is your Lord? Wa ma dinuka, what was your religion? Wa man nabiyuka, who was your prophet? Wa ma kitabuka, what was your book that you believed in? Wa man imamuka, and who was your imam? So in Barzakh, purgatory, they will ask you in the grave, the Munkir and Nakir, the two angels from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will ask, Man Rabbuka, who is your Lord? You see, usually when you have exams and you have a test, no one tells you the questions. And you don't know the questions until you come to the examination hall. And then they tell you the questions. And if someone already releases the exam paper, then the exams are postponed or cancelled, and they until a later date, or they will hold until they prepare a new paper, and then they will say, okay, now we have a new paper, so you don't know the questions, now we will give you the exam paper. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is so merciful. He said, look, you will be questioned, and I'm releasing the question paper. He's already told you, so prepare. And even then people will get the questions wrong. Man Rabbuka, someone will say, oh, I worshipped my desires. Oh, I worshipped fame, I worshipped wealth, I worshipped X, Y, Z. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, no. Man Rabbuka Allahu Jalla Jalaluhu Rabbi. Ma dinuka, what is your religion? Al-Islamu dini. Not that, oh, I did not believe in Islam, I believed in communism, or I don't know, whatever system you believed in, that was your religion. So Al-Islamu dini, Islam, I believed in the Islamic system. Oman Nabiyuka, who was your prophet? Whosever system you were following, if you were following, I don't know, capitalism or whatever system, then you will say the leader of that system was my Nabi. No. Your Nabi is Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is my prophet. Oma kitabuk, al-Qur'anu kitabi, not the book that you followed all the time and read all the time. No, it is Quran, that book you have to say. Oman imamuka, and who is your imam? Aliyun imami, or any one of the imams if you name. And if you did not believe in the 12 imams, and God forbid you may say, I don't know, this leader or that political leader or that person or that imam is my imam. No, you have one of the 12 imams you have to name, and they will know. The people who are coming to your grave, they already know what you believe in. That they will ask you questions based on your belief. So you'll know again. Some people say, some ulama say that they will know on the day of judgment. So kalla sayalamun, but they say thumma kalla sayalamun. They will know very soon. Thumma kalla sayalamun, they will know very soon. Again it says. So second time, it may be the day of judgment, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, alaysa subhu biqareeb, is the morning not nearby? So subh, which is subh qayamat, the day of judgment is very far, but Allah says it is near. So they may know again. The second time Allah, when He says, you will know very soon, is the day of judgment. Now, so if it is about the day of judgment, then how will they know? If the dispute is about Allah, well, they will know Allah existed. If it is Quran, they will know the Quran was right. If it is the Holy Prophet, if it was the Holy Prophet, he'll be on the, there'll be a member of light, made of light, a pulpit made of light, which will have 1,000 steps. On the highest step will be sitting the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. On the second step will be Imam Ali alayhi salam, and then the Imams, and then all the Prophets. And below that member of light, all the mu'mineen, all the believers will be sitting. And then will come Khazin Jannat, the angel that will have the keys of the paradise. His name is Ridwan. He will come and give the keys to the Holy Prophet. Ya Rasulullah, Allah said to me, give the keys to you, you decide. Then will come Khazin Jahannam, the angel that holds the keys of the hellfire. His name is Malik. He will come and he will give the keys to the Holy Prophet of the hellfire. Say, Ya Rasulullah, you decide who goes to paradise, Jannat, and who goes to hell, the Jahannam. And the riwayah says that the Holy Prophet will give the keys to Imam Ali alayhi salam and he will say, Ya Ali, Anta qasimul jannati wan nar. You are the divider and distributor of Jannat and Jahannam. Nar, meaning the paradise and the hellfire. You decide where the people go. And that's when all of them will know. Thumma kalla sayalamun. They will then all come to know very soon that they were wrong about their dispute, that they were saying that he is not the Khalifa of the Holy Prophet, he is not the Wali, he is not the Imam, and they will know when he distributes the paradise and the hellfire. He will look at the face and say, okay, you go to paradise, or no, you go to hell. He will stand next to Sirat, on the bridge of Sirat, and he will look at the face and he will say, okay, Hada li wa hada lak. He will say to the hellfire, Hada li, this is mine, don't touch him. And say, okay, cross. So the person will cross the Sirat and enter the hell, cross the hellfire. Above the hellfire is Sirat, and they will cross and go into paradise. And if he looks at a person and says, Hada lak, or nar, or hellfire, this is yours, don't leave him. So the hellfire the flames will come out and pull them in. The Holy Quran, when they describe the hellfire, many ulama say, as if the hellfire is not just fire, it is like a big python or a dragon or something like that. Or Ji'a Yawma Idhin Jahannam, and the angels are bringing it, dragging it, and it will have flames, and it will recognize, it will punish. It has holes which have fire and fluid which is burning. So there are so many descriptions of the hellfire, but the beauty is that Qasimul Jannati wan Nar is Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam, meaning the one who will divide the hell and heaven between the people is Ali ibn Abi Talib. And there is a piece of poetry by Imam Shafi'i, one of the four Imams of our Sunni brothers. And people said, before him, they say that, the people only believed in Shaykhain, the only two Khalifas, Abu Bakr and Umar. And when Shafi'i came, he said, no, we believe in four. So he was Sunni, but he said we should believe in four rightful Khalifas, Khulafa Rashidin, and include Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam amongst them. So he made the Sunnis believe in the four Khalifas, and he used to say a lot of praises for Imam Ali alayhi salam, and amongst them, he said, Aliyun hubbuhu junnah, Qasimun Nari wal Jannah, Wasiyul Mustafa Haqqa, Imamul Insi wal Jannah. So this four verses he said for Imam Ali alayhi salam, Sarubai. So he said, Aliyun hubbuhu junnah. Ali, whose love is a shield. Junnah is dhal in Urdu. Like shield. You have, when you're fighting, you have a shield to protect you in the battle. So Aliyun hubbuhu junnah. So he says Ali's love is a shield against hellfire. Aliyun hubbuhu junnah, Qasimun Nari wal Jannah. So the Holy Prophet said Qasimul Jannati wan Nar, but because of poetry, he said Qasimun Nari wal Jannah. Junnah and then Jannah. He is the distributor of hellfire and Jannah, paradise. Wasiyul Mustafa Haqqa. He is the true successor of the Holy Prophet. Imamul Insi wal Jinnah. So, so he says Jannah, Jannah, and then Jinnah. Imamul Insi wal Jinnah. So he is the Imam, the leader, the divine leader of Ins, for all the mankind, Jinnah, all the jinn. He has another couplet, he has another share for Imam Ali alayhi salam, Imam Shafi'i. He says, Mata Shafi'in wala yadri, Rabbuhu Aliyun Aliyun Rabbuh. Shafi'i is dying but still doesn't know is his Lord Ali, or is the law, or Ali is his Lord? So it's Shafi'i's poetry. So he used to say a lot of poetry for Imam Ali Islam, to show his love for Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wasalam. So we wanted to talk about the first 5 verses of Surah Naba, Surah number 78 of the Holy Quran, which was revealed in Makkah, and it has 40 verses. It is Makkiyah, and it has very short verses. Some, the verses towards the end are longer, but the verses in the beginning are short, and it talks about the first 5 verses we wanted to do today, and then tomorrow we will talk about the dunya, about this world, the creation of this world, and the hereafter then, inshallah. So we'll talk about the creation of this world tomorrow, but today I want to end, and it says about Nabai Athim that it is something that they had disputed about, and that disputed thing they will know very sure that very soon they will know that they were wrong if they disputed about Allah or the Prophet or the Quran or about the Day of Judgment or about Ali ibn Abi Talib. It could be any one of these things, because there are traditions about each one of them, that it is this great news is this. So inshallah, we end with a hadith from the Holy Prophet ﷺ, which says, إن القلوب تصدأ كما تصدر الحديد تصدأ الحديد. Our hearts also become rusty, like iron becomes rusty. So our hearts also become rusty. So a person said, then how do we cure the hearts? The rust on the metal, we burn the metal, or we clean it. There are ways of cleaning the rust on the metal or iron. So Ya Rasulullah, how do we remove the rust of the heart? He said, the rust of the heart is removed through dhikr al-maut wa qira'at al-Quran, by remembering death and recitation of the Holy Quran. So in the month of the Ramadan, recite Quran as often as you can and as much as you can, but with understanding. So try and read the translation and try and read Quran with understanding. Try and memorize some of the surahs, especially 40 surahs. So it's very good. The last juz, 37 surahs, the last para is 37 surahs. And on top of that, Surah Fatiha, which is in the first chapter of the Quran, Surah Jum'ah and Surah Munafiqun. So 40 surahs, if you know, then it is very good. And if you can't, then memorize the last 20 surahs, 14 surahs. It will be very beneficial. And memorize Surah Naba, which is great. And if you memorize it, then on the Day of Judgment, you will enter the paradise, and your accountability will be as short as the recitation of this surah. We end with the dua, O Allah, hasten in the reappearance of the 12th Imam alayhi salatu wasalam. O Allah, remove all the oppression from the surface of the earth. O Allah, take away this pandemic and remove this pandemic and this illness, this virus that has spread on earth. O Allah, protect all the believers on earth. O Allah, increase in the tawfiqat of the organizers from Husseiniya, from Seattle. O Allah, increase in the tawfiqat of all the brothers and sisters that are listening to these lectures. O Allah, there are many mu'mineen who have lost their lives because of coronavirus, O Allah, and many people who have given their lives protecting the harams of the Imam salam and fighting against the terrorists. O Allah, give intercession to all of our shuhada and resurrect them with Muhammad and Ali Muhammad and shuhada of Karbala. O Allah, give us all intercession and shafa'at of Hazrat Amir al-Mu'mineen in this month. And O Allah, there are many people who are unwell because of coronavirus, and many people are unwell because of other illnesses. O Allah, remove all of these illnesses from the believers. And O Allah, and there are people who do not have children, have asked us to pray for them. O Allah, bless them with children. And people who have children, O Allah, make their children become successful in this life and the hereafter with iman and long life. O Allah, increase in the sustenance of all the believers because of coronavirus and because of this pandemic. There is a lockdown and people are suffering. O Allah, increase in the sustenance of all the believers, mu'mineen and mu'minat, and hasten in the reappearance of the 12th Imam, and Allah help us serve Islam and Muslimin, and give us sincere intentions and ikhlas so we can serve Islam properly. Wa akhiru da'wana and alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad wa ajil farajahum.